What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Moo Trades. We're back with another chart lesson. Today was a pretty choppy day. No real strong trends, and on a day like today, you really just have to stick to the principles and not force any trades because it can get a little tricky out here. So the day started off with a little bit of congestion. We could tell that it was mostly a range-like structure, so we're expecting to test these lows at least at some point during the day because this uptrend was very, very weak. And we were pushing lower from these highs. Like I said, we were expecting to test the lows of the day. We have a new low, so we're looking for potential second entry shorts. We don't get one. We have a push above the EMA and another bounce signaling, okay, we have another range-like structure incoming. We're going up from these lows. We're expecting to at least go back to these highs. We have a new low, first entry short, another push up, second entry short, failure, nice bullish bar at the EMA, and it would have worked for a scalp. Now we reach this high, and we expect to reach the bottom of this range once again, which we do, and we end up trading to the downside. Now we can continue to look for second entry shorts, and we're just seeing how prices react to this midline, which is just the open of the day. And we see we have some resistance, but nothing too crazy. And we have a second entry short opportunity right here. As we see, we have a new low, first entry short, second entry short at the EMA, not touching the EMA, but it's sort of another leg down of this trend. We have a break. We're expecting to test this low, and that trade would have worked out. Now we have a break, new low. That downtrend is potentially over, or we might go into a sort of range-like structure again, and we end up having another second entry short. New low, first entry short, second entry short. Nice bearish bar. We did have a break in a new low, but because this high was reacting to these prices, we're kind of just in another range-like structure, so we're expecting to at least touch these low prices once again, and we do. Now we have another test at the EMA, and a lot of stacked bars. You can argue for this trade right here because we have a new low, first entry short, second entry short, failure, but it is below the EMA, and it's within all of these bars. It looks a little congested for my liking, but nonetheless, we end up breaking out of there. And we have a first entry long, second entry long, textbook setup. Reacting to these prices, once again, it's kind of a breakout pullback pattern, and it worked for a scalp before going to the downside. Now we're once again just getting accustomed to prices reacting at these levels, so we don't want to force any trades, and we don't expect the downtrend to be too strong until it does something like this, signaling, okay, finally the sellers got enough pressure to break below those levels and test, or at least attempt to test, these lows of the day. We have a new low, first entry short, and we get a second entry short right there, but the signal bar is no good. Once again, we have another mini congestion, and we attempt to test the EMA before pushing to the downside again. We don't really get that great of setup. We have a new low, first entry short, second entry short right here, but you have to respect this short-term uptrend. Let's see if it would have worked for the scalp. It went from 20 to, it would have worked for a 1-point scalp, but you're testing these lows and you don't really know what's going to happen, especially with this short-term uptrend. So we have a break and a new high of that uptrend. And we kind of can see that maybe we have just a wider looking range. And what we should be looking at is something like this. And this is just some congestion where the middle of this bottom range is. And we end up testing those prices again. We have a couple attempts by the bulls to push above these levels, and we have a first entry long that doesn't trigger to the downside, second entry long failure, and that looks like a nice trade to me. We have a new high here, first entry long, second entry long, failure, very bearish bar. Let's see. It is a 5-point bar almost, but based on the context, you can expect that that trade is going to work out for a scalp. And we continue to push to the downside, and we keep pushing lower and lower. And that's going to wrap up the video. There really weren't too many great opportunities following that, but there were some nice setups earlier in the day. If you guys are enjoying the content, leave me a comment, give me a subscribe, leave those post notifications on always. Have a good one.